Welcome to the O'Connor Elder Law channel. I'm your host, Melissa O'Connor. I'm a Florida-based elder law attorney who does estate planning, focusing on long-term care needs, commonly referred to as Medicaid planning, and I do probate, and I do it well. Today, I wanted to talk to you about whether or not you should hire a non-attorney Medicaid application processor or not. But before I do, I wanted to offer you an opportunity to schedule a free strategy session with me at eldermeeting.com. Okay, so I had a client recently was referred to me by another colleague of mine because they had hired a non-attorney Medicaid Expeditor, is what they described this person to be. Essentially, it's just I don't know what their qualifications exactly were, if they're a social worker, or they just have experience in helping families apply for Medicaid for their long-term care needs. And this person had taken their funds to help expedite their Medicaid application and help them jump through all the government hoops necessary to get their loved one qualified for Medicaid. But upon talking to the attorney that had referred them to me, they realized that there might be a problem and that they should talk to an elder law attorney. And essentially what we just talked about and discovered was that person may have put them on the wait list to be able to qualify for community-based care, so that way their loved one could get home health nurses to come into the home at Medicaid to cover that. To help alleviate the care and keep them in the community or in their home longer and not need to go into institutionalized nursing home care, which is wonderful. That's great. However, that person did not make sure that their loved one qualified for Medicaid financially. We know that most likely their loved one will qualify for Medicaid based off of their medical conditions, that they will be medically qualified for Medicaid. But this person did not ensure that and do any analysis to make sure that they were qualified financially. Luckily, their name has not been called up. I take it that they're still on the list. So there's still time for us to put some crisis planning in place and make sure that when their loved one's name gets called up, that she will still qualify financially as well as medically and be able to put in her formal application for Medicaid and get the benefits that she needs. So while those Medicaid processors that are out there may be able to help expedite or help you at least strategically jump through the hoops for the application process, I just want to make sure that you are aware that not all of them will guide you through the process and or at least alert you to a problem that you may have too much financial assets or income streams that we need to address. And the planning of how to deal with that excess assets and income is Medicaid planning, which is you would need an attorney to help you with that unless you do strategies on your own. A non-licensed attorney cannot really walk you through that process. That could be considered the unlicensed practice of law. But more so, I just wanted to make sure that you're aware that there is a difference and that you know what you're buying, right? If you're hiring somebody to help you with the application process, that you know what their scope of work is, what's their responsibility. Are they going to just do all the follow-up and make sure that your application is submitted timely, that they follow up to see where you are on the wait list? When your name gets called up, that then you do the next step of paperwork with submitting your application through Access, the Florida portal there for Medicaid applications, those things. If that's what they're helping you with and you know that that's their scope of work and you're really clear, that's wonderful. I would ask what their experience is. Maybe they've worked for Medicaid as a social worker or a program person on the inside before, and so they're very familiar with the hoops. That's great. But if they don't otherwise have any experience and they're more have picked it up along the way and don't have otherwise training, I would be a little bit more hesitant and just the key here is just asking questions, right? And so you might want to make sure that you also ask the questions, do you know if my loved one financially qualifies for Medicaid? And see what they have to say. If they say they're not sure, then that's a clue that maybe you should have at least one consult with an elder law attorney to get clear on that issue before you get too far down the path where you hired somebody to help you that may or may not be able to do the complete job that you thought that you hired them for. So with this particular family, I told them that I would be happy to reach out to their Medicaid Expeditor and to just make sure that we are all on the same page as to where they are with the status of their application process. The family has one understanding of where they think they are, and we're just going to confirm that and make sure that we really are where we think we are. And then in the meantime, I'm going to be able to help the family make sure that their loved one will qualify financially. So we put a plan in place to handle the excess assets so that way they do not become problematic when their loved one is able to get off the wait list. I hope that this information has been helpful to you. If it has, I ask that you like and share with others. And as always, you can schedule a free strategy session with me at eldermeeting.com. Thanks for joining me.